everybody, this is Mr. Jasper, and I'm making a video series for you for mixing in GarageBand. And so this first video, what we're going to need to do is start a new project in import tracks. So the first thing we need to do, of course, is open up GarageBand. Now I currently have mine down here on the taskbar, and you probably do too, because that's the way the machines are set up in the studio. However, if you don't see that, then what you might need to do is hit Command Spacebar, and it brings up the Spotlight search. Mine already had GarageBand because I was just doing that just a minute ago, and I typed in G, and then all of a sudden, there we go. The top of the applications is GarageBand. I click on it, double click on it, and here we go. Now it's got my last one in here that I used to test this project. And so we don't want this open anymore. I can hit close, and it brings up a window to choose a new project. We're going to choose a new empty project. We don't need one of the templates because we don't want a bunch of extra plugins that are on there. We want to start from scratch, so we hit new empty project. Now before we hit choose, let's go down here and hit details, and you can make some changes. If you don't do this, if you go on to the next thing, you can always change these things later. However, we know that the project that I'm going to be mixing for the purpose of the video is Gavin Cooley's The Way Back. He gave me permission to record his project from last year and use this as a mixing video tutorial. And so The Way Back, one of the things we need to look at is the BPM. So right now it's at 120. That's what it defaults to on GarageBand. And the BPM of this project is 95 for The Way Back. And then I also want to make sure it's in F major, because it's in F major. And the other thing about this song is that it's in 3/4. So now that I've made these changes, when I bring in my loops, my tracks, when I import them into the project, then the cool thing is that it's already going to have the measures set in the right place. It's going to have the key of the song. It's going to have the correct tempo, and it'll make editing a lot easier. So I hit choose. So once you start it up, you'll notice tempo's right here. It's already selected 95. We're in 3/4, F major. They call this the LCD panel, but it shows you the playhead position, shows you the tempo, time signature, key signature, and you could change those things. It also gives you an option here, and later this might become useful to you if this is too convoluted. You could change it to just beats and time, or you might need to know how many seconds in or that sort of thing. So that's all here on this LCD screen, they call it. So now that we've got that going, we're in the right key and everything, we're going to need to import our tracks. So I'm going to just move this down to the corner here because I want to see my desktop, but I do want to have this available so I can drag things into it. So now I'm going to grab my stick with all the tracks on it and put it into my machine. There we go. Here's my stick. So let's move the screen here, open up this window, and then we look in here for, that was Music Production 2018, The Way Back, and here's the tracks I want to put in here. So what I can do is drag those over, click on the top, hold Shift and click on the bottom, or of course you can always select them all this way. And then I drag them into the project. It's going to take a minute because it needs to import all these tracks in and build the waveform and that sort of thing. So it takes a little bit. And we're almost done. No, we aren't. There we go. All right, cool. So now that we got these tracks in here, we can get rid of this audio track. It's not going to be useful to us. All right. So there you have it. We now have all of our tracks in the project. We changed the beats per minute, time signature if that needs to be changed, and key signature, and we're ready to work on this song. So that'll be the end of that, except here's the thing that you have to do right away. So go ahead and file, save this project. And then we're going to save it as the name of the project. So for me, it's going to be called The Way Back. And then video. Now, for the purposes of us working on these, we're going to go ahead and put them on the desktop and save them on the desktop while we're working. And then every day, I want you to drag those files onto your stick. So to set it to the desktop, you can either click on here and drag it down until you find the desktop. Another way you can do this is that if you hit Command D, it'll make it so that it's desktop. I might as well put a tag in here. I'll put video and mixing, and then I think I'm good. So I hit enter, it saves my project, and now my project is on my desktop over here. So then my next step would be go ahead and close GarageBand. Go ahead and close GarageBand. You go to File, Quit. By the way, if you just close the window, it'll leave GarageBand open. So make sure that you either go up to the thing and go File, Quit, or hit Command Q, which is what I did. And then we want to put this on our stick. So you can just take this and go shoop, and that'll put it on your stick. So that's the end of the first chunk. So go ahead and get that done, and then we'll move on to organizing tracks in the next video.